Alright, what's good, y'all? So this is the main objective with me, Broken Games.
This is Hard 8 times. The man that you love to hate. Yeah.
Alright. In today's topic, we're gonna be talking about what everybody has already been buzzing about. The news about the Wii U being less powerful than the PS3 and Xbox, contradictory to what we heard about it being what was it, 2 times as powerful as the console this gen, and it will only be a little bit less powerful than the next gen Xbox, contrary to those rumors. Now some developers are saying, some developers are saying it's weaker, according to this article. So the article reported from, it was in anonymity, so that makes it a little bit shady because we don't know exactly what developers said this, but it was probably just that they wanted to protect themselves from anything. So that doesn't make it any less valid. So what do you think about this?
The funny thing is that the Darksiders developers have already came out and said something similar to this. So it's really not a surprise that more developers are saying that the system is not that much more, not going to be that much more powerful than this gen, or it's less powerful than this gen. But you already know, I mean, the NW dudes don't even care about all that. It's all about the controller. You know what I'm saying? So I'm quite sure these NW fags don't even give a fuck. Because as long as the controller is, advanced, then, that's all that matters. So
you gonna make them mad. But, the article reported that when it comes to graphics, it's just not up to date. It doesn't produce enough like shaders, and the only thing that it's better than the current gen is just by default because of the modern tech that's gonna be in it. So that's the only thing that's really making it better. It's not more powerful. That's the only thing it really has going for it.
I mean it's crazy because like some people, thought that they would be playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I mean, they have to catch up to this generation and go past it. So that's a pretty big leap. That's not a cheap leap. So, I can't really expect Nintendo to go so far. And we already know Nintendo is not about producing expensive hardware. So it pretty much, I mean, we can take this as rumor or whatever the case may be. We will find out at E3. We definitely will find out what this Wii U is all about. But come on, man. If you want this system to be affordable, it's not going to be as powerful as people want it to be. But like I said, people that love Nintendo, they don't care because it's all about the controller.
Yeah.
So and the circle pad.
Yeah.
Which sucks major ass. Major ass.
Yeah, like After that was pointed out, you had to take a good look at the controller. It's like you never noticed this shit until you took a good look at the pictures of the controller, and that shit don't look as comfortable as it could be.
Right. Because I didn't, I didn't really even pay attention to that part of the controller, but I was watching Samuel the Geek, and he mentioned the circle pad, and I was like, damn, you know what? That circle pad is some fucking bullshit. Like, I don't like it at all. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens when this thing is released.
Yeah, and one thing they had to think about, of course, like you said, was the price. It ain't gonna come cheap for them to produce these, groundbreaking graphics and make that big leap. But in order for that touchscreen to be, very sensitive and very responsive, like some of your like the iPhone or some of your other cell phones that got, really good, that's expensive, that got really good screens, it's going to have to cost some money. We already know the screen is not HD, so that cuts back on the cost. And, that's fine. It's a little ass screen. It doesn't have to be HD. But in order for it to be a very good touch screen, very good, responsive to the touch, it's going to have to cost a pretty penny. So I'm still waiting to see. My main thing I want to see is how much this controller by itself is going to cost. And the thing I gotta say is about if this rumor holds true, honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. For two reasons, because we all know that the most powerful console isn't always the most successful, and Nintendo has a big ass window that they're gonna release the Wii U, and they have a whole probably year and a half, probably maybe even 2 years before they see a next gen Xbox or PS4. So they got a whole like time span to like to cover themselves.
Well, there's been rumors that the PS4 might be coming a little bit sooner than everybody thought. Now, that plays into the video that I made when I said, how would Xbox and Sony sit back and let Nintendo just rape the market for a whole year and a half ahead of, of the next systems. So, new rumor, PS4 might be coming a little bit, sooner than we think. Mm-hmm. And I think that makes sense because I don't think they want Nintendo to have the market all to themselves. But also, like I said, that maybe Nintendo, maybe Microsoft and Sony know that the new Wii is not threatening, so there's no need to rush. And this all starting to play out. It's all starting to come together on why Sony and Xbox is not in a rush to bring out their next console. It's all starting to make sense now.
Yeah, and I think they're like more going against each other more than they go against Nintendo. They honestly have always seen each other as their main competition. Oh, even though the Wii sold a lot more, they always saw each other as their main competition. They kind of like let the Wii do its own thing. So I don't think they that worried.
I mean that mainly comes from because the Wii is trying to sell. I mean, Nintendo, they're selling systems to grandmoms and grandpops, and that's just not what Microsoft and Sony is about. You know what I mean? They'll let them have the senior citizens, and they'll go for more for the the hardcore. Nintendo give them to the kids and the senior citizens, and these man-childs, and we're going to target the hardcore and please people like me and you, man. So I'm glad they don't follow in Nintendo footsteps all the way.
Because honestly, what I've said before is I feel the people that are gonna buy the Wii U, at least at release or very early in the gen, are the people that did not buy the Wii and didn't care about the Wii because of basically how they targeted their audience and their lack of multi-plats and things like that. So. And like I said, their target audience was like what you said, grandma, grandpops, kids and shit. Now that they at least got multi-plats, people will, people that weren't interested before will be more interested now.
We'll see what happens because if these specs turn out to be true, then I mean, why would you want to wait for the Wii U multi-plat when you can play it now, just like we said in the past? And but I guess it all comes down to the controller.
Yep.
So, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
But somebody said, it would be cool to be able to play a game and have no HUD on the screen. And
oh man,
I thought about that. That's another stupid ass idea because now if I want to look at the map or see how much health I got or change a weapon or anything like that, every time I want to do this, I'm going to have to, once again, look down at my controller. I don't think that's such a good idea. But, hey, who am I? You dig? Who am I?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to that thing where Nintendo might just be trying too hard to be innovative, and it's just that they're just trying too hard, instead of just being, logical about it. But like I said, we'll see how it turns out, how the controller is. But
that's what it's all about, that control.
But one thing I still think is crazy, you gotta realize the tech in the PS3 and the Xbox is, roughly probably more than 8 years old. Because the PS3 and Xbox is what, 6 and 7 years old, so the tech is even older. So it's kind of crazy that something coming out in 2013, even though I know they're trying to be cost efficient, still not more powerful from tech from what year? 2004? 5?
4 or 5.
That's kind of crazy to me. Like, you gotta think about it in that way.
And that's because, like you just said, is they're trying to keep it affordable. You can't have this next generation tech to have, advanced technology. Then hey, just stick with the old shit. Then you know what I mean. You got to know like how the economy is and how people complain now about shit. Why even come out with an expensive console? And we already saw what happened with the PS3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They don't want to make no company want to make that mistake. So
Yeah.
it is what it is, man. I mean, if you look back on the history of video games, the most expensive machines never sold. You
Mm-hmm.
know, 3DO did not sell. It was $700. Fucking the Neo Geo did not sell. That shit was like $1,000. Like it just doesn't pay to have an expensive ass machine, man. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah, and on a last note, I definitely think Sony is gonna have to come out the gate first to be, just take back what they lost in this gen. That's the last thing I gotta say. I definitely think that's something they're gonna have to do.
Yeah, I feel that, man. I think I really don't even think they got to come out first, man. I just think they just got to have a
Cool.
cheap system, man, an affordable system. Because I don't think the reason why Sony is in last place or barely in second or whatever the case may be, it's not because they was a year late. I firmly believe that if the PS3 would have came out at the same price point as the 360, it would have destroyed the 360 easily. Because what the PS3 was offering out the box was ridiculous. It was ridiculous at that time. So it was the price is the reason Sony is where they at right now. That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's it, man.
Yeah, let us know what y'all think down in the comments about this new news. You dig? Feel free to hate. We love that too,
Wii U
Yeah.
mad?
You know what I'm saying? But let us know what y'all think, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So this was the main objective, episode 2. Thanks for watching, BG, and I'm out.
Hard8, and I'm out.
All right, peace.
Now before you leave the video, don't forget to hit that like and or favorite button, as well as to subscribe to my boy Hard8 Times' channel if you haven't done so already. We'd really appreciate that. Also, you can follow the both of us on Twitter. With that being said, I am Ms. Faith, piecing us out of here. Love is love.